Welcome back to my shop. I'll be showing the complete process of making a pen with a Celtic knot. I'll start with the pen blank and add the inserted wood slices to create the effect. Then I'll drill and insert the brass tube and turn it on the lathe, finishing the pen with a CA glue to a glass-like finish. Please enjoy the video. I've got two blanks set up here with the Celtic cross ready. What I'm going to do is I'll show you how this is done. You cut a 45-degree angle, and this piece of basswood will fit in there just perfectly into that groove that the bandsaw makes. So this is called Bubinga. B-U-B-I-N-G-A. I've never heard of it before, but I'm sure anybody who's been around wood enough has heard of it. First off, I'm going to mark 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the order I have to go to make this all work. And we'll put the notch on the opposite end. Just clamp it down in there so my fingers don't get cut. And this is a jig I made to do this. I've set this up at a 45-degree angle. So here goes. And we're going to use that basswood. Now, I've cut it. I've left just a hair on that so that I can fit that in there. That's going to fit right down in there. And I'll go over and sand this all out. So I've got to sand this notch out so that everything will fit in there. Maybe not so thick, huh? I'm going to take the medium and I'm going to lay some in here. This is the CA glue. Medium. And I'm going to drop it in there, get some in there, and then I'm going to spread it all over the piece I'm going to drop in there. And then I work it down. And that's in there. I'll hit it with some activator. Oop. And then I'll cut that off. Perfect. Put it down somewhere where it won't stick to anything. Okay, now and I have to go sand that out now so that it's smooth, so that when it goes onto the bandsaw again, I won't have any bumps to make us out of line. Now I've got this in here. We'll set it up. Tie that in, and we'll cut number 2. There's number 2. And number 1, well, here it is here. Here's number 1. We cut it. Number 2, we cut it. And we'll do the same process for all 4 sides. Side number 3 that we're doing now. To the sander. Okay, we're putting number 4 in here. Cut number 4. To the sander. So this is where we stand right now. We've got the 4 cuts in there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 sides that we put the cut in. 45-degree angle here, and we keep turning it, doing a 45-degree angle all around, dropping that piece of basswood in there. And now we're ready to cut to length and then drill our holes. So, as you know, we keep forgetting to draw the line, so today we're going to draw the line to match up the grain when we put this together. So I'm going to do this on side number 1. And you know me with my little jigs here, I've got this all set up for just over 2 inches, and this will give us a barrel length, and then I'll move and cut this piece off after. So that's our ready to put the hole, drill the holes down the center. Well, now you know we've got to put our center line in here. Nice little handy tool my grandfather gave me from way back when. I have a number of his tools. He was a machinist. Worked on the Indian motorcycle. There you go. So we'll get this set up and we'll be right back. Well, we're going to put a small indent here for the center hole, and then we can set it up in the drill press. I think I'm going to be a little off on that one. There. And we can set it up in our drill press here. As long as my fingers don't get pinched, we're all set. Now we have to take 2 passes on this because the drill doesn't go down that far. One down, 1 to go. Okay, 2 holes, and we can match it up. That's how you do that. I'm working on actually 3 pens here. This is the one I'm going to show you the full steps, all the steps. But I've got these 2 that I'm going to finish off also. But at this point, I'm going to insert the tube into the center, but you have to rough up the brass because it has a coating on it and you don't want the CA glue not to stick to it. So you rough up the edges, the outer surface of the barrel here, the tube. Doesn't have to be too fancy, just so that the CA glue is going to stick to it. And that's all there is to it. So we'll take these 2, put those 2 aside, or 4 aside, and we'll do our thing here with putting the tube inside each of these. So I'm going to put them this way so I can see what I'm doing here. What I like to do, I just throw a little CA glue inside each one just to make sure I get it all over everything. Then I have a little stick to that I figured out to put all the CA glue on. This way I don't get my fingers all covered in glue. At least I try not to. And then I work it in slowly, twisting it. That's it. Just get it under the surface, and then we'll have to trim that off down to the brass. Now it's time to trim up the ends of the blanks here so that we can see the brass come through. So hopefully I don't get my hands in the way this time. They'll be in the way for a minute. Okay, that's that. Now it comes to the time when I have to put this on the mandrel, spacer, our bottom part of the pen, another spacer. We line up the sections, put another spacer on there, and we tighten that up pretty good. You don't want it spinning. And now we go off to the lathe. Alright, so we've got this all set up. We pop it into the lathe here. We set up our tool rest. And we bring in our tailstock after we move that. Tighten that up, make sure it's tight. Tool rest, and we gotta, okay, we got that set up. I put the power on, that helps too. And we're ready to turn. Dust collector, sorry about the noise. That's pretty much it. We're going to start sanding now. I'll start sanding with a 400 grit. Let me set that up. Okay, I'm going to use 150 grit to start with because it's still a little rough. But you can see the Celtic Knot is there. So here goes. I'm going to go with a 400 grit now. Well, I've sanded it down. I've got it to 400, plus I used some higher grade sandpaper up to 1500. I'm going to take this off of here, and I'm going to put the different things on here, the neoprene in between the spacers there, because I'm going to start putting the SA glue on. So I want to take these off, and I want to mark the inside of the tube, which I didn't do before. And this way here, I can make sure that they line up later on. There. Okay. Now I can change out the spacers. I always seem to forget this part of it, to change out the spacers. So we'll get this done, put it all back together. And we'll put our CA glue on there. Okay, I'm going to start with the thin CA glue. I'll put a couple coats on that, and then I'll go to the medium glue. Oop. Gotta get your finger off the... Whoa, that burns. Okay. A little glue on my finger here. So you gotta be careful with that stuff. Feels pretty good. Put another coat of thin. Try and keep my fingers out of the way. A little spray of accelerator, and that's nice and dry. Okay, so that's not too bad. I think I'll hit it with a little bit of fine sandpaper, a little bit of 1500 here. And that creates a little dust on there. So I'll put some... Okay, so I put a little sandpaper on there, got 1500 grit, and then I cleaned it off with denatured alcohol. So I'm going to put a coat of medium . Okay, a few more coats of that. Okay, so it looks pretty good. What I'll do, probably one more coat, get that middle part, and then I'll start sanding it down with, maybe start with 1500 and go to 12,000. So let me put one more coat on that with the medium CA glue. That'll be good. I'll start buffing it down with the sandpaper here. Actually, I'll do it with these. I'll wet them first. That's pretty good. What I'm going to do now is use the dry. These are actually perfect, but I'm not satisfied with perfect, so I'm going to make them more than perfect. You notice I have this board here that keeps from dripping on my lathe. Maybe you can see it better, I don't know. But that's smooth as glass right now, but I'm going to make it, I don't know how you can make it smoother than glass, but we're going to try it. Now that is smooth. That is perfect. And you can see our Celtic knot in there. Hopefully you can see that. Now to build the pen. Okay, we just came off the lathe with this. We'll undo it. Well, I gotta clean up the ends a little bit. Forgot about that. Here's the 400. And just clean up the ends. Now we can proceed. Okay, so this is our tip. That's where we put the tip into. Wrong it. It fits in a nice little hole there, keeps it squared. I really like my pen press. That's that. Now we have to put in our Let's try this. Perfect. Now we just take the little wax off there. I always put the wax on to keep the ink from drying out. Okay. And we put our, put our little decorative spacer in there. You can see the mark. I see that, so that goes in this end here. Oops. Parts row here. Got to put those on, otherwise it doesn't work very good. We got that in. Our mark. There you go, there it is. Hopefully you can see that. Got a nice little finger groove there. Got our Celtic knot. If you enjoyed this video, please tell your friends. Leave a comment if you'd like. Hit the like button, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching.